forgot. I always forgot to press record. Oh dear. Oh, that's not very good. Welcome back. He's doing all right. So, yeah, he only needs one person coming in the afternoon now. Because he can do all the rest himself, so he's fine. Just have the feet shoulder width apart, legs up through the crown of the head. And we're breathing in and out. Another one I've got, and we're just going forward and back. Oh, thanks, Joe. That's great. If you want. Yeah, that's fine. You carry on. You carry on. Are you all right there? Thanks so much for waiting for it to come. Yeah.
I'm working out cold about 6 weeks.
Oh, never master.
Yeah.
How's Tim doing?
Actually,
So we're just rocking forward and back. We're just rocking forwards and back. And the boy is sliding down through the crown of the head.
people have had, they have not given a rock and we're listening to one from.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Relax your shoulders.
This sick, I wondered if they bring the boys to visit you before we start.
Is texting better then, or is texting better then? Whatever. Okay.
I'll get there eventually.
I'll give you a bell or a text or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
So
phone
forwards and
is
back.
so out of date, they cancelled all the WhatsApp. So Tim's going away.
So just gently breathe in.
And he's determined I shall
Gently breathe
out. So he's got it on.
Very breathing, very good. You can do it sitting down, it's fine. So then we're just shifting the weight from side to side. So if you're doing a sitting down version, carefully, just do a tiny little sway. So you don't have to do a huge amount, just like a really tiny amount. And then we'll do and then the forwards back. And that's it. And we're nice and relaxed. So I had absolutely wonderful Tai Chi retreat in Sheffield. It was just beautiful. There were because it was up north, the blossom was still there. These apple and cherry trees and apple trees, and the blossom was still there. It was beautiful. It was still falling down. And the bird song was just amazing. I mean, it wasn't as big as some places I've been at in Wales, but it was more than what I get where I live. It was really, really nice. So mostly what we did in that weekend was it was about calming down and being very relaxed. And I thought that sounds wonderful. What a good idea. So we're just feeling, and then what we do is just go round and round, just very gently, and you're feeling the contact through the feet as it changes, and we're breathing, relaxing. Right, what I'd like to do is a bit of a new one. I'm going to have to refer to my notes that are on the computer because I keep getting the order wrong. It's the Yang, so we normally do Chen style. This is a Yang family Qigong, and it's very, very nice. But we'll do the first bit. So relax the knees. That's it. And we're just relaxing. Yeah, if you need anything like fetching over to you or anything, Because I'm in Soham on Monday, so if you need anything, bring it to you, like shopping or whatever, I can do that. But I'll need an address. Oh, hello. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Thank you so much for making it. This is great. Magnificent, this is good. So we're just going round and round in circles. But yeah, and I'm also nearby on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So potentially on Mondays and Wednesdays, if you need stuff fetching over, because you helped buy that car. So I can drive over with things. If that
I'm quite lucky because I've got a fantastic landlord.
you got and okay. But I can be on
I was very
standby.
careful when I open the house, because the bottom's there.
Yeah. But if you text me if you need anything, just say I need blah 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 blah, and then I'll go and put it in my car, drive it, and then you'd have to write what your address is, and I could drive it over. Because I can do that on Mondays and Wednesdays, and possibly Thursdays as well. So because I'm in Burwell on Thursdays till 2 o'clock, so that's possibly 3 days I can come and do things. So
Your mouth shut then. Let us know when we change direction.
yeah, we haven't yet. We're still cooking.
No,
I'm still cooking. So now we change direction. That was very nicely done, by the way. So into teacher training. So yeah, it was absolutely delightful. I had so much fun. I didn't do much. I was mostly relaxing because it was been quite full on for me this last month. Hopefully I won't need to repeat something like that. It was a bit like, but everything's going fine.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, it's just finding time for me to drive over to pick up. He's been donated a vacuum cleaner. Because the one that he did have, we used it. Me, Bettina, and Akira and Joan. We were cleaning his flat, and we used it. And then after 20 minutes, it just packed in because obviously it was more of a decorative vacuum cleaner. One. So we'll see for cosmetic purposes. Fantastic. Okay, so now just very gently, just do tiny that's all very good. So yeah, I mean you're very welcome to just come in.
Yeah, well,
Have a cup of tea, make yourself a brew. I mean, you've probably got to be quite careful, but because we're all so spaced out, we've got the doors open. You wouldn't have to worry about germs or
It's a
anything.
private fact that I've found out.
Yeah. Sure, where there's a will, there's a way. But because I've had people in my English class and they're recovering from various things, they just turn up, they watch from the top, and then basically had a really extra long tea break, and that's quite nice. So it's not, yeah. Or if you can work Zoom, you could watch on Zoom and we could wave at you, so if you know how to do that. I mean, I managed to work Zoom, but someone had to explain it to me. So just really relax the arms. And we're all breathing. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, we was doing very slow movements. I didn't learn that, I learned this new form I've been learning. There was a guy who's been teaching a long time. We went through the first part a few times, so that was very handy because I've just gentle bounce, very gentle. You can do it in the chair, but just be very careful. So it's very supple. You just feel like gentle springs in your body. So that's very good. Oh, it's like you're just shaking off any faulty creases or tight bits. Yeah, so last Thursday, just taught my Tai Chi fitness class, although it's Tai Chi fitness light training. Some of the people who are attending that class are well into their 80s and plus. So I am not going to do stuff that will make them anything other than want to come back the next week. So it's all good. So it's still more strenuous than what we normally do on Wednesday mornings, but not by much. It's all very good. So on the way back, and then we just do a little bit of shake. On the way to the car, me and young Amy, this tiny little tuxedo kitten, bounced across the car park, meowing, and then landed at our feet, demanding lots of cuddles and attention. It was absolutely delightful. But the way she moved, it was like, you know, she just bounced. And I thought, move like a cat. Because one of the things we spoke about at the weekend was cats. So my friend's got a cat she got from the rescue. She got this rescue cat who's 18, an 18-year-old cat, and she puts a lot of fuss in this cat, but she can move. So even though she's 18, and he's a little bit well fed, shall we say, she can still get up a tree and down. She was climbing a tree in her 80s. I mean, 18 is what? How many years is that in cat?
I don't know. Dogs is 7 times, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what cats.
Yeah. Well, 18 is pretty much she's done. Yeah, I mean, I do know one of my friends has got a cat that was 2021, but that was very old. Very old. So
Yeah.
imagine climbing trees in your 80s. Fantastic.
We fall out of a tree, won't we?
Yeah. Fall out of a tree. So anyway, but they move really connectedly, and she was showing me lots of videos of this 18-year-old cat, and then it was after we'd seen this tiny little. Oh, it was so cute. Yeah, if anyone wants the video, then send me a WhatsApp and I'll send it to you.
Very happy to twilight and then,
They're very fast. The ones that aren't ill are very fast, and they go in the other direction. Because I've only really seen my friend Sue. I need to drive over to her hospital to give us some more. She likes drinking, not the hedgehogs, her. She likes Yorkshire tea and coffee and walnut cake, and then I have to give her a great big milk, and then I have to get the hedgehog's food that's got jelly and not gravy. So I turn up with a big load of cat or dog food, Yorkshire tea, milk and cake. But they're when they're not ill, they're very fast. But this light bouncy quality is one thing we want to kind of cultivate. Now try the other direction. So nimble and lithe is one thing that, and agile is what, those are the 3 things that Eva likes to say. What was it? Bounce, nimble, agile, bounce and shake, soft, smooth and slow. Those things, if you can do all those things, your Tai Chi will be very good. Let's go back to that one. Just this is nice. Just make sure our joints are a bit warmed up. So just do the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the other way. 1, 2.
You're not just doing this.
Yeah, we're doing it again because we're doing the bigger version, but then the other side. That's why we're only doing 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5. The extra ones, it's extra. Yes. Now we're doing this one. It's just best if you do what I've found when I've done this one, if I've done the extra shoulder bits, it seems to work better than if I just do the 8 shoulder bits. So it's just something I've been trying out. Basically, because when I went to Sheffield, one of them was doing extra, doing a lot of joint mobilising. Yeah, there's a master in Manchester, Master Wang Hei Jun. A lot of people train with him, and he's very good. He does lots of joint things, and that's great. Now let's try the other side.
I think a lot of people forget about warm-ups.
Yes,
They don't warm up.
I'm now, because of Eli, whose class I missed. Sorry, Eli, I missed his 6 a.m. class. It was just too early. I mean, I know I'm capable of let's just do this one. I know I'm capable of getting up because I managed to get up twice in a row before 4 a.m. So I'm recording door courses for I'm doing an art installation with a friend of mine that involves urban sort of nature sounds in urban environments or something. It's got, I can't remember its actual title, but it's a bit.
I noticed you're doing daily average.
I did.
You're on daily average.
Oh yes. Can you remember when it is? Was it August?
Check. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just do some of this. It's really just
Without.
yeah, because I'm doing something for the tinnitus people in June and I'd forgotten. And then I got an email from him. It's like, oh good. So because I almost did a day workshop at the Kingfisher's Bridge, but that had to be the next day. Very funny. We'll do another one that's good for the shoulders. I was just getting this nice, calm, breathe in and out. Breathe in. Do that. Push away the mountain. Not that you've got many mountains around here. I suppose we've got the Devil's Dyke. Pretty much. What? Sorry?
Push away the molehill.
Push away the molehill, yeah. Push away the molehill. So a mountain out of a molehill, that's like a storm in a teacup, is it? Is that a similar kind of thing? Okay, great. I've been trying to understand of a molehill. I've been my friend Marian's been teaching me all about English idiom. That's an idiom, isn't it? Like a saying, is it?
Is it?
Who's clever?
Yeah.
That's an idiom. Yeah, there we are.
What else could it be?
Absolutely. It's not quite. It's like a saying that.
It's like a saying, yeah. I always knew them as sayings, but they've got proper name.
Backs to the wall.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Do this one. Show from the diagonal view so people on Zoom, YouTube afterwards can see. So I'm going to try out the TikTok thing. You can do live videos on TikTok. I'm going to give that a bash. I mean, I'm a little nervous. At least if you put things up in YouTube, it's quite good fun.
TikTok's only a minute.
TikTok, you can only be a little.
Yeah.
Well, no, you can do a whole hour's class. There's a guy who teaches, but you get a lot of silly comments and things, and you can end up. do a little bit of silk ribbon, and then we'll go and, yeah. So I'm not going into huge, horse stance. If you want, you can do a big full horse stance, but actually it's sometimes quite nice just to kind of be a bit lazy. So any Chen style purists out there, yes, we're doing it, we're doing the wimp version. We're doing- You know, when you've got nothing to prove. The other thing, I found a nice new sort of country park in between. So it's on the outskirts. It's near Harrow actually, and there's this really nice. What's it called? Something Priory Nature Reserve. I couldn't actually find that one, but there was the Bentley Common. Bentley Common. Lovely. It's really nice. It's completely let the common get overgrown by trees. There's trees everywhere. Absolutely glorious. I was practicing some Tai Chi there, because I like doing Tai Chi in the woods. It's my favourite place to practice. The woods are all next to the sea by the beach, that's another one, because you get all the nice ozone from the water. That's really nice. So nice places to practice Tai Chi at. And then unfortunately, I haven't got any mountains. The closest I got to mountains was when I was in Cornwall and I was practicing on the rocks in Cornwall. That was good. Yeah, nice places to practice Tai Chi. Fantastic. So I'm going to learn something new today. But just to keep the silk reeling on the boil, is basically the form, the Chen style form. Its currency is silk reeling. That's what it's sort of nuts and bolts of. Okay, let's try this one. And I have paid the deposit, so I can spend 4 days with Master Chen, Big Master Chen, in June. I'm absolutely so looking forward to it. It's going to be very cool. Yeah, I'm doing all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and all day Monday in early June. And because they're the big public classes, so sometimes you'll get 40 to 50 people coming. It meant it was about 110, 120 quid for the day, which actually isn't too bad. Because I was paying in Reading, we paid £250 for the day, but there was only 12 of us. And we actually got a bit of private tuition as part of it, because there was only, he goes around every single person in the hall, no matter how many people are in the hall. So you're lucky to see him the once. But I saw him 2 or 3 or 4 times. And if you've kind of got it a bit closer, and you've improved, he's absolutely delighted, and he gives you a great big smile, and you just feel great. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Just sneak the other hand in, just so. But yeah, I did this under a whole canopy of trees with song thrushes singing. And blackbirds and robins and things. It's just absolutely glorious. So yeah, go find a tree, practice your silk reading under the tree, you'll love it. And we're breathing, we're just going, so keep the shoulders down, it's just swap sides, so this is probably about it for Chen style. And then while we're having our water break, I will have a look at the handout to try and remember the order of this. One more time, beautiful. Okay, and then shake. Right, we're going to pause for a very short water break while I look at the notes. I'll just pause the recording.
Thank you, Miss Stamp.
Oh, Miss Stamps, £2 coins are worth £100.
So you need to check it.
Oh. I think mine's probably all right. You check those £2 coins I gave you. It might be one that's worth money. I mean, I can't really spell that well anyway, but I think that looks pretty good.
Scroll down to the picture as well.
Oh, okay. Well, that's worth it. So check it. So, let's just have a go, and you can do all these sitting down as well. You demonstrate what's down. So, it starts. Are we ready? No, sounds just start. So you come out like that, and then you breathe in. Must be cozy. Well, oh, breathe out. Yeah, I think I'm recording. Breathe in, and then breathe out and extend. Then breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out, then bring the elbows behind. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And you turn the fist, so they start there, and you turn the fist so they're like that. And then you breathe in, you go up on your tiptoes. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring the feet together. And then I'm going to have to check the video. So these aren't necessarily in the order you're supposed to do them. But I can remember the moves. So you breathe in, breathe out and turn. Now you might want to do a smaller version of this. If you're, if you've got, you can just do a tiny version. That's good. And then he's got this really horrible one where you breathe in and then you breathe out and bend down like that. And you keep your feet together, but you can do it with your feet apart if you want. And just do that. So this is a bit like that when the blood runs you. So it's like a little stretch for your hamstrings. And he does it with his legs together, which is actually harder because it's harder to keep balance. So you might want to modify that. And again, you can modify it to doing it slightly less bend. And once more, breastfeeding. And then you separate the hands, and then you just do 6, just slightly leaning back. Feet apart, yeah. Breathe in. Breathe out. And you do 6 of those. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 5, and then. So I've got to be able to count to 6. That last one's 6. Okay, so grab hold of your right thumb and then go towards where the thumb's pointing. So you do a turn, you come up, breathe in, you go on tippy toes, and then you bring your arms down. Then you change. That's 3 rounds. That's the second one. Up and down. This one's really quite challenging for balance. One more time each side. And one. And like this. Breathe in, breathe out. Like when you're at school, they said, who knows something, you put your hand up. And one more time each side. Go like this. And then breathe in. So I think this is pretty much the right order, but I'll have to watch the video to be 100% sure, but I've got all the moves in at least, which isn't bad going. So this was the one I had to go and learn after I joined in a bit. I just joined in to relax, so that was all I was interested in when I was there. I was just chilling out, and it was wonderful, and I felt great, but I couldn't remember any of it because I was so relaxed. And you start like this, just breathe in and out normally, and then it goes right down to your whole of your body. It looks really silly, but there we are. And then you then change to like this, and then you get faster and faster and faster, faster and faster and faster, and then you go. So that is the Yang family, or a version of the Yang family Tai Chi Qigong, not necessarily in the right order, but it's just a very nice set. And you can do it in about 10-15 minutes, but you can also do it in about 20 minutes if you take longer on each bit and do more repetitions or do it slower. And we can do that for the next few weeks, because I will then go back and watch the video and make sure I've actually got it in the right order. Because the problem is with the video, with the handout, they mostly do most of the moves they do with their feet together. So even this one, they'll do with their feet together, because that was the traditional way of doing it. And then, but it just, we're not really used to that. So Mark said it was all right for us to do it in like a normal routine. So yeah, I really like that one. That's a bit like the wise owl. And it's like a Yang style equivalent of the Bud one Jim said. This particular version is from a Malaysian Chinese teacher who I think they did Chen Manchu style and various other things, but it's at least as old as 1932, because that's where the handout was from, a book from 1932. but it could be hundreds of years old, it could be, but nobody knows, but it's at least almost 100 years old, even if it's not full. But it feels, it's very nice, and like this bit, when you breathe in and when you breathe out, you really stretch. So if I just come a bit closer to the camera, you're expanding through the hands. So we could just do the first bit. That's quite nice in itself. So if we just like that. So he stepped out. So I step out. I'll step out with my right, but step out with your left foot, and you just breathe in. And then breathe out. That feels quite nice already. Then breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's really nice already. So let's do that. Let's do at least the first bit again. We'll do it a couple more times. Then we'll do a little bit of walking. I think would be quite nice. But that's the new one. That's the one I learned a few weeks. Well, I didn't learn it. I joined in a few weeks ago, and then I had to learn it afterwards because I was there was so much going on. I thought, well, there's no point in trying to learn it with all the, having to visit people in hospital thing going on. I thought, well, let's just be real about this. And then when I've got a bit more space, I'll learn it then. So that's what I've been doing. And it's so nice. I thought, well, I can't keep this for myself. I'll pass on what I've learned. So we'll just do the first bit. So I'll come out with my right, you come out with your left. So we're stepping out. It's a nice bouncy feeling. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe in. Shake from the side. Breathe out. This bit reminds me of zombies. And then breathe in. That's a bit like bats. I've seen bats do this. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then once more, just doing the beginning bit, and then we'll move on to something else. So we'll do this. And begin. So when Master Chen does that, his feet are perfectly parallel, gets it spot on every time. I've never noticed him miss ever. In. So soft, smooth, and slow. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. That bit's nice already. We'll look at it in a little more detail as we progress. But that's the detail of the first bit, and then the rest has got he was very into doing the breathing with the movement and certain breathing for certain movements. It was very it was quite sort of emphatic about that. It was very, and you feel more relaxed. I thought, oh, so whoever invented this form, thank you very much. It's really nice. It's really good. And then when you do this bit, it's a bit horrible, but when you get really good at it, then you get very stretched hamstrings, which has got knock-on effects for back strength. So yeah, you don't worry about if the guys in the illustration, they were getting the whole of their torso lined up with the legs, like what Barry can do. But that's just showing off.
But that's in an illustration.
And it's an illustration, I'm sure they were, you know, but these guys would have been training from babyhood. And they would have done lots and lots of stretching as part of their training, and they would be training 10 hours a day. So we cannot possibly, yeah, it's good. And then you do 6 downward ones, and then you do 6. So it's very similar to the Budwan Gym one when we do this one, and we come all the way down, and then we stretch the legs, and then we come up, and then everyone moans. That one, it's very similar. We were equally moaning when we were doing that. It was just challenging. It's when he went, this is really good for your hamstrings. We knew we were for it. It was like, oh no. So we'll come back to that one next week. What I'd like to do is the Master Chen, baby Master Chens. So what he does like the follow step. So he does like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and then we swap round, and then I've got the other leg. And you can do it sitting down. All the moves you can do sitting down, and they're all just as good sitting down. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Was that all right pace-wise? Awesome. Yeah. I like people to come back the next week, you know, it's just like. So, and then the masks. So what, Martha, yeah, you're going to be a bit busy, aren't you? Yeah, you're going to be a bit busy, aren't you, next week? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, never mind. So, like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, and much more than 6. And then we put round, quick, and we go here, start here like this, and we like we're pulling something across. That's it. Very good, everybody. Marvellous. Just try it out. Don't worry. What you're doing is a variation. So Emeka Scuba loves to talk about people doing variations, which is a much nicer way of saying wrong. Wrong. Yeah. It's more tolerable. I approve of such thing. You know, well, it's not wrong. That's the thing. It's not wrong because some of what you're supposed to be doing is in there. And don't knock it. It's just, imagine it's like a big marble block, and in amongst the big marble block is that bloke that does that. You know, those, what were they? Was it Greek? With Greek sculptures, they make these sculptures.
Yeah.
You know, they do that, or they do big, the guy with the, anyway, or Adonis or whatever, and in amongst, it had to start off as a block of something. So you could just imagine what you're doing is more like a lump of marble. It's in there somewhere. So have another look. Have another look. I'll do the diagonal. So, and the important thing is I'm not in a hurry. And I'm not in a rush to get it 100% right. I'm just trying. This is an exploration and experimentation. So because we're experimenting and exploring, it doesn't matter if it's not quite right. We are feeling our body move. And we're enjoying it. It's good. There's a lot of stuff you could worry about instead. Plenty of things to choose from. So Tai Chi doesn't need to be something else you worry about. Let's try that. We just try a few. So what Master Chen Jr. does when he gets to the end, he does this amazing backwards walking thing, which we will stick on the end of it. So the arms are together at the top, then down. As you go down, that's when the foot sticks out. Together, together, together. And then, like that, step back. Step back. So this is Master Chen's I've not actually seen stag use. I really like it. Just try the other side. Breathing, come around the. So it's like a water wheel, so the hands are together, together, together. Yeah, together. Together at the top. So he starts like that and then goes down. Right, so I'm not sure where Master Chen Junior is going to come. There's three main teachers from, two are from the big Master Chen, and one of them is a relative of one of Chen's younger brother, and they're all excellent. They're all really, really good, really good. So, so it's basically, we go back to this one, it's basically this movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So there's this inner serenity that all the Chen people. I don't know if there's any Chen ladies. I've only ever known of Chen blokes. So there are women that do practice Chen style. I don't know if any of them are Chen family. I mean, Master Huang Ping, Chen style was one of the styles she practices, but she practiced like 5 or 6 Kung Fu styles and then 5 styles of Tai Chi. And she's really good at all of them. It's like that. A bit like when you get people that can speak like 15 languages without too much bother. You know, she's a bit like one of those, real prodigy. There we are. So this movement, let's go in the other direction. It's very nice. And we're just not in a hurry, we're just kind of, and like no pressure. No pressure. There's real spring. I mean, one thing that I really like about Big Master Chen, Grandmaster Chen Shaolin, is just how serene he is all the time. And so I'll just show you again that one. We'll do it. We'll do it next week. We're getting close to the. Look, like this. So you can really slow it down. Have another bash, just for fun. And then when we get to the end, I'll just show from the end. It's like that, and then like that. How to walk backwards. So, you know, next time you're going for a walk, you've just been to the post office and then you're walking back home. So, here we go. Like this. So we did this a very long time with Chen Yunjun, Master Chen Yunjun. It's very nice. I really like him. He looks quite tough. I think he was the fighter of the family, and you certainly wouldn't want to nick any of his streets. The way he moves, it was like a big panther or something. Really impressive, really connected. Then like that. Then like that. I'm shaking someone's hand. And then. But we better do, we'll do 4. Sorry. 1. Let's run out of time. 2. thanks for putting all the stuff away that the other lot left behind. I really appreciate that. Oh,
That were left over from Reach.
no, it was they do like a history class, an art history class. I think she has to leave straight away. I think that's why.
Oh, really?
Then has to look up or something, because then they leave all the chairs out. So
Oh, did they?
yeah,
Oh,
and the
well,
screen.
the screen's always up.
The screen's very difficult to take down and put up, so I think someone else puts the screen up and down.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, well done. So are you head of the hall now?
No, I'm
Helping.
well, I'm not here next week, so the lady at Hill Farm is doing the screen next
Oh, good.
And then
Oh, that's
back to the
fantastic. Okay, that's great. And next week is the choir coming, do you know? Because they weren't here this week, so I guess
Yeah.
they'll be there next week. Okay.
Oh,
Breathing. Tai Chi Chuan.
yeah.
And then, because of the cherry blossom trees, although they call it plum blossom falls left and right. In my case, it's the cherry blossom. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's so lovely. There was this bench underneath the tree, and people would want to all sit down on the bench, watch the blossom fall down. It was just absolutely amazing. Fabulous.
Is it cherry blossom a Japanese?
It's a Japanese thing, yeah,
So
because
the
it's
Chinese
very
probably thought, oh, we can't have cherries, we'll have plums.
plums. Well, there's a thing called plum blossom spear where they do this twirling, and it's called plum blossom spears. So, I mean, blossom looks nice, whether it's a cherry or a plum or an apple blossom, quite frankly. So it could be an apple blossom.
I was watching a program about David Hockney last night, and he
Oh,
was saying that
the artist.
when he lived in Los Angeles, he used to come back to Yorkshire especially for the hawthorn blossom.
Oh,
yeah,
that's lovely.
yeah.
And embrace the tide of turn to the mountain.
On board, who's one.
He's quite, and I saw a David Hockney exhibition in Cambridge. It was really good. Some of it I wasn't sure what to make of, but some of it was brilliant. Like the naturey stuff. I really liked his naturey stuff. Trees and that, yes. Really beautiful. Now I've got a few artist friends, and they've helped introduce. Because I don't know much about art, but they've shown me some things, and I've liked it. So it's very good. One more time. Okay, let's look super young today. So rub your hands together very nicely, polishing the plate. Oh, that's wonderful. Look at that. Oh, we younger. Fabulous. And then underneath, just very gentle stroking. Wonderful. Back to them. That's good. And then rub hands together. I was thinking, because I've been doing the face stroking and the back rubbing for like well over 20 years now. And I was thinking, you know, maybe I'll look even older. You know.
Yeah, you see if you did it.
If I didn't do it, it would be awful. So there we go. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. I think the tables are all right left where they are. We'll put the chairs back. But yeah, there was a lot of chairs because I'd cleared about 6 of them.
There are 12 chairs, and one for the teachers, so 13 chairs.
Yeah, so a lot of chairs.
Should just get them used to put them earlier.
Yeah, why can't they put their own chairs back afterwards? Anyway, bit weird. Anyway, so make a fist with the right hand, left hand over the top, feet together, and wonderful. That was lovely. Right, thank you very much. Thanks a lot. That was nice. We'll carry on with the Yang Qigong next week, so I'll try and get the right order. All right, take care. Bye. Bye.